Hello, sweet, beautiful souls, and welcome back. Surrendering and letting go. These are truly the most natural biological processes, and yet our human mind, our humanness makes these so hard, so complicated, and so difficult. And so today I want to dive into this topic. How do we truly surrender? How do we truly let go when everything in us feels like it wants to and desires to, and yet we are struggling with this? So if you are new here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, and let's dive right in. So I did an episode probably a few years ago on how to let go. And it was such a popular episode. And so I wanted to create a new one because actually my beliefs and opinions about this have changed a lot over the years. And I believe what I'm going to share is going to really provide value and hopefully really provide you a way in which you feel like you can actually do this. It's one thing to know with our mind, I need to let go, I need to surrender this. I think if you are listening and watching this, you know that there is something in your life that is no longer serving you, that you are wanting to let go of, that you are wanting to release, that you are wanting to give to the universe so that you can create space for what it is you desire. This could be letting go of a health issue. This could be letting go of a relationship. This could be letting go of a pattern that no longer serves you. This could be letting go of a belief system or a way of doing things. This could be letting go of a habit. Like there are so many things. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's part of the human experience, really, I truly believe, to struggle to let go. Because our mind really seeks familiarity. And this doesn't matter whether the pattern or the belief or the relationship or whatever it is, it doesn't matter if it's serving us. The mind seeks familiarity. So if you being abused growing up is something that you are seeking to release because you don't want to continue to attract in abusive relationships, well, here's the thing. The mind knows how to overcome abuse because it did it all its life growing up. Okay? So it's like the mind is like, okay, abuse equals familiar. I know how to overcome abuse. I don't know how to overcome or make peace with love. I don't know how, like love and comfort and safety, those are unfamiliar territory. So we're just going to keep attracting in abuse because at least we know how to overcome that. We know how to live in this life with that. Okay, so this is how the mind works. There are so many things, and I myself have many things that I desire to let go of and release. And I too still struggle with this. And I too still find myself like, Jasmine, like this pattern is no longer serving. Like what is the release? Like let's leave it, let's release it. And so something that I believe that has really shifted for me in this. It's really shifted for me in this. Because here's the thing. Letting go and releasing, this energy is actually very natural to us. And yet, what we do is when we try really hard to release something, we are literally meeting it with the opposing energy that it actually needs. Okay. So like, someone actually led me through this exercise, and I thought that it was very fascinating. I would actually invite you to do it with me. So that you can get a sense of like understanding this in the body. So I would invite you to take your fist and clench it as tight as you can. Oh, wow. I didn't notice that. Oh, this looks so interesting as I do this on camera. Anyways, clench your fist, don't hurt yourself, but I'm going to time you. So I'm going to continue to talk, but I want you for it's just going to be about a minute. Clench your fist, make a fist and just clench it. Again, don't hurt yourself. Just clench your fist. And I will resume on and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. So the energy of letting go, it's something like a release, a naturalness. Like imagine taking a breath. And yet we are meeting it with this energy of force and will. And like, I just am trying so hard to release. It's not happening. And of course, like, how does this make any sense that we want to release and flow and allow, and yet we are like forcing and pushing? It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. So I would invite you now to simply let go. Let go of your hand and release your palm. Now, you can do this. You only should do it for about a minute. But the sensation that you should experience is it's hard to let go. And this is so fascinating because why would you want to continue to clench your fist? And yet, this is the energy in which I'm speaking to. So many of us are in this tightly constricted, forcing, trying so hard to do something that's so natural. And so something that has really shifted for me is rather than, and here that if you are like me too, I always find myself every full moon like writing down, I want to release this, I want to release this, I want to release this. Like signing it, here you go universe, here you go moon, please release. And this is a beautiful practice, but if you are not having the releases that you desire, I think there's another layer for you. I know there was another layer for me. So what I have begun to do, rather than trying to release things, I ask that I may accept them, perhaps even embrace them. This, my friends, I believe is how we truly release, truly surrender, is to make peace with what is. I would also invite you, as I say this, to begin to feel this energy in the body. What does your body say? Perhaps bring something to mind that you have been trying to release, or maybe you've already been thinking about what you've been trying to release. Maybe you clicked on this knowing what you wanted to release. And as I say, what if you just accepted it, let it be, and perhaps even embraced it? What happens when we meet this energy with a loving presence, an openness, a willingness to just allow it rather than trying to push it away, push. Just let. And perhaps even imagine you could just hold it in your hands, whatever it is. Just hold it. And as we hold this energy, we then can begin to see that it's not us. This is something that I do with a lot of my clients, but we can begin to dialogue with it. Perhaps it has a message for us. Perhaps it has some deeper wisdom for us. Perhaps there's something it wants us to know. Perhaps it wants us to slow down. Perhaps it is serving us in some way and we just weren't able to see it. And when we can embrace something, stop fighting it. We all know what we resist persists. But really, whatever it is that you are trying and seeking to release, it is so, so divinely here to actually help you create and achieve and be and do what you desire. It's like whatever you are calling in, like this is actually the portal to receiving that, is understanding and unlocking whatever is within this. It truly sounds so wild to our human minds that like, wait, this thing that I'm struggling with is how I get to what I want. Yes, it is because what you don't love, there is a message in that. There's a message in that. There's guidance in that. There's a deeper wisdom and truth and lesson that will get you to what you truly desire. But we have to be willing to look at it rather than just trying to push it away. We have to be willing to look at it and hold it and perhaps even accept it and embrace it. Because when we do this, we now are not making it the enemy. It's no longer the enemy. It is just a divine teacher that has come here to teach us. That's all it is. There is wisdom within it. There is wisdom within the embrace. There is a softening within the embrace. There's truth and a higher perspective within the embrace. And as I say this, I would invite you to again begin to check in with your body. How does this energy feel in the body? What is your body telling you? What is your body telling you? There's so much within the topic of surrendering and releasing. And I believe part of our human experience is we will always have things to release and to surrender. Even things that we thought we wanted at one point, we outgrow them. And I really do believe, though, that in releasing and surrendering, this is how we create space for something so much greater than we could ever have imagined with our mind. But we actually do have to do this in order to allow that to come to fruition and to come forth in our life. We have to. Surrendering and releasing is part of the human experience. And the more that we can learn to do this and learn to make peace with and actually learn to embrace all that is, I believe that we make space for something far greater than we could ever imagine. I understand these familiar patterns. They seem comfy and familiar, even if they're not feeling so comfy and awesome. But until we really, truly make peace with them, they're going to get more uncomfortable. They're going to continue to talk louder. That's how the body works. That's how the universe works, because the universe wants you to have your desires. And so it's going to continue to talk louder until we listen. But I believe as we elevate, as you elevate, as we all elevate our consciousness and our awareness, we don't have to struggle. We don't have to struggle with these things that seemed of great importance anymore, because we have expanded into a dimension, into a consciousness where we now see that it all just is. It's not good or bad. And I believe that that's what really happens when we can embrace something, is we see the neutrality within it. And neutrality, my friends, it's not in indifference. The neutrality sets you free. Because when you don't put something on such a pedestal as being so wonderful, and you don't put something on see something else as being so bad, when everything can just be, you are free. Truly, truly, truly. And this is what we are evolving into. This is what we're evolving into. This is why you're here. Because your consciousness is expanding, and you are seeking to do this work so that you may also share this with others and be a greater conduit of love, be a greater conduit of the divine. I know this. And so whatever it is that you find yourself seeking to release, seeking to surrender, seeking to let go, I would simply just invite you to allow it, embrace it, perhaps even dialogue with it and ask it, what would it like you to know? And of course, if there is something that feels too sticky for you, or too hard to go there alone, please work with someone. This is what I help so many people with. But work with someone who can help you truly to allow it and alchemize this energy. You don't have to do it alone. Please don't do it alone if you don't feel you can. But you don't have to live with it. You don't have to live with it forever if it is something you are seeking to release. Because you deserve a life of freedom, of expansion, of feeling that freeness to create and be and do and see and have all that you desire. This is your birthright, your soul right, your divine right. Truly, it is your right. It's part of the human experience. And so with that, my friends, allow it, embrace it. And until next time, I'm sending you all infinite love and light.